Another reason why they probably won't allow you to discipline their child is because of the baby daddy.
Oh
Right?
gosh.
So I mean, I've had that situation before where baby daddy came to me. He's like, listen, um, any type of discipline that needs to happen, mom is going to deal with it. Like, it's basically like, I don't want you disciplining my child, and all of this stuff. And I'm just thinking in my head, wait a minute. So when it comes to paying for this kids,
you can do that.
Her babysitting fees, food, clothes, all of that stuff. When her mom needs to go work, I gotta watch her. I could do all that stuff, but I can't discipline her. All right, and then from that day, I was like, this really doesn't make sense.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my comfy couch. Say hi, Thaddeus.
What's up, you two?
So I'm Nikki, your host, and on this show we talk about the challenges in the dating field today. So I'm Nikki, your life coach, crisis counselor. I'm here to help in this situation here. Today we're going to talk about dating women with kids. Right. As you know, a lot of people in our age range, the 25 to 45 range, already have kids, right? And I noticed that there's a big challenge in terms of women with kids in dating men. I notice a lot of guys complain how women don't know how to, draw the line with their kids. When they're dating a man, it's kind of like the kid always comes first. They're kind of at the beck and call of the kid. They're not really in control. They have all these entitled children, and the list goes on and on and on and on. So this conversation is to give some tips to women who are dating men, who are single, kind of how to get that in check. Because tell me your experience, Thaddeus. Like, what's been your experience?
With women with kids?
Yes.
Just put it this way, I would probably not do it again, unless it has to be like one kid. That's the maximum, and she has to be so extra special that whatever she has, it trumps her having a child.
Oh, so tell me, what's been your why? What was your experience, or what do you find common?
I think, didn't we do a show about that where we spoke about the negatives of dating a baby mama?
Yes.
So I mean, think about it. If you had two choices, one with no headache and one with headache, why would you ever choose the choice with headache?
So that's the question: is what is the headache? What do you notice that the single moms that's going on with the single moms?
First of all, can you just pick up and go anywhere? Like, can you go on a vacation? Can you go to the movies? Can you you're so limited in what you can do. That's the first thing. Second thing, most of the times they don't have the kids with a decent guy, right? So then you have to deal with the baby daddy drama, right? So it's always some drama, whether it's he is in their life, he's not in the life, in their life. Then the third thing would be the kid, him or herself. Sometimes the kid they could be bad, they could be good. It's just annoying that you have another human being in your space. Like, I'm trying to get to know your mom, not to get to know your mom and Johnny and Susie and Becky.
Oh, okay.
Not to mention, like, if you plan to take this more serious, and then now you're thinking, okay, well, we're gonna get married. Well, that's 2 extra mouths to feed.
Okay.
So now your finances, you have to split it. Not only for you, now you have to split it for these 2 kids. Now then, when your kid come along, then that's less resources going to your kid. So it's a lot to consider.
So this is from a single man's perspective, right? That doesn't have kids.
I mean, even if I had kids or didn't have kids, I don't think it would make a difference.
So you still think, you would have those kinds of concerns?
Yeah, of course.
So this whole discussion is to kind of hear, some concerns that men may have, and how women could kind of set themselves up to receive a man right now. Because again, most women are single, do have kids around this age. So I wanted to kind of get some parameters going, because I wanted to really speak to women. So the one thing I noticed, and I'm going to say this based on the single friends that I know that have, kids, that I've noticed is about the kid being the parole officer. Like, the mom will be out, like, on a date or something, and the kid keep calling, right? And it's like, Mom, where you at? And then you'll hear the mom on the phone like, look, Ray, I'm out right now at Applebee's. What time you going to be home? I'll be home at 10:30, okay? Stop calling. And it's like the child have to answer to...
The parent has to answer
the
to
parent,
the child.
has to answer to the child. And especially, I really want women who have boys to really take, note with this too, that you have to let the person know what place they have. They are not your parole officer. Have you noticed that you've seen women like answering to kids?
Yeah, definitely. Not as much, not as where are you need to come home, but women definitely would structure their lives around their children. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's like, hey, well, I can't stay out too late because, I have a kid and, they have to go to school in the morning and I have to make sure I'm there between a certain time. And it's like, I thought we were adults, that was the whole point of being an adult, is we can stay out, until the sun come out if we want to. And that's, it's one of those things where when she or he has a kid, and if he's the primary caretaker, it just puts a restriction on
Yes.
what you can and can't do as far as times.
Oh, definitely. The time management is definitely key in this. So I think number one thing about the whole parole officer, when you're out, be out. Don't feel like you have to answer to your children. Like, be in the place at the time. And the second thing I wanted to talk about was the over-explaining. Like, I've noticed a lot of some of the single moms will do that. Like, they'll have a full-blown conversation with this child about why they doing this, why we doing that, and all this. So they'll give them not a command, but they'll tell them a directive, right? Hey, go sweep the floor. Why we have to sweep the floor? Like, I thought you clean on Sundays. Why it's Wednesday? Why are we cleaning today? And then the parent will have a full-blown conversation. Like, hey, da-da-da. And it's like, come on now. If you give a kid a directive, they need to go ahead and do that. Them having like a full-blown conversation as if they have to get the kid's approval. The kid has some say, in what's going on in the household. Mm-hmm. Have you noticed that too?
Not as much, but yeah, like every once in a while you'll see that. And I'm just like, who's the kid here? And who's the parent?
Exactly.
And where have we lost that? But I mean, it's mostly in single parent household. Once you have a dad in the house, I think they definitely, it's more disciplined.
Exactly.
Men are less likely to, especially strong men. They don't want any back chat. It's like, yo, I told you to sweep the garage. I don't want to hear a story. Go sweep it.
Exactly. And again, because I know modern day people are thinking, okay, we want them to be able to express themselves. We want
express yourself while sweeping the garage.
Exactly. So that's the thing is, we want them to express themselves, but when you give them a directive, they need to do it. It's not a conversation. It's not a, let's talk about and let's negotiate this whole thing. It's no, I gave you a directive, go do it. So again, I wanted to stress that for single women, especially the ones raising these boys. Y'all need to have these children in check. The next thing I had is about talking grown folks' business around them and letting the kids join the conversation. So I noticed that too. Sometimes adults are having, grown conversation, sometimes about the men they're dating and about what's going on. And the kid in the conversation like, yeah, boy, Joe did this last week to mom and all this kind of stuff. And is full blown in the conversation. And I've even noticed some moms thinking that, hey, by doing this, I'm going to show my boy how to be a good man. So I'm going to show him all the bad things these men are doing so that when he grows up, he's not going to do that. Do you think that's helpful, Thaddeus?
Of course not. I mean, we can see the result of the parenting style, right? I think we've had the data now for about, Gen Z. I think the oldest Gen Z is like, 26 or 25 or something. And we've seen how they've come out, and they're not what we were told that they would be with this new parenting style. I think that they are worse than the previous generation.
Oh, how so?
They're rude. They don't have any discipline. They are very, very, very weak. They can't take any sort of pressure. They don't follow commands well. They don't stick to anything. They're all over the place. I mean, we could go on and on.
And you think that's due to perhaps the parenting style?
Of course. I mean,
the lack of discipline.
People don't change. The thing is, what's changed is the parenting style has changed. People haven't changed. We're the same for the last 6,000 years recorded history. We are the same people.
So that's why I wanted to mention the whole stop having the children exposed to all this crap you're going through with these men. Like, have your conversations with your girls about what's going on, but don't bring the children around all of that. They hear everything, as you know, and please don't let them join in on the shit, please, because it's so detrimental.
Not only that, but now you're thinking about, like, you and this person are dating, and you're sitting on the couch having a conversation with the mom, and then the kid is like right there.
Yeah.
And they're in the conversation with the three of you guys. Yeah. Like I said, different parenting style.
And you know, in the Caribbean, it's like you leave the room, right? When
Yeah.
grown folk having a conversation.
And that's how my kids would be. If I'm having a conversation with your mom, we talking, hey, listen, hey, go in your room.
I mean, joining the grown folk conversation. Again, let us know what y'all think in the chat. But again, we're just giving tips for parenting in the 21st century with these children growing up. Another thing I wanted to mention was, to date a man that you can respect his authority. Like, I've heard a lot of men say, hey, I can't discipline this person's child. Like, not only physical, but, I can't say anything back to this kid. This kid is just, has no boundaries. And the mom will not let me discipline the child in any form. So I think that's a huge deal. Women, if you cannot trust this man, his authority, not giving him room to discipline your child, then you don't need to be with him, or you need to be by yourself. So if you have an issue with this, don't be trying to date men, because men want to be men, right? They want to be able to have a say in things and definitely not be disrespected.
Yeah. Let me take that a little bit further too. Another reason why they probably won't allow you to discipline their child is because of the baby daddy.
Oh,
right?
gosh. Uh-huh.
So I mean, I've had that situation before where baby daddy came to me. He's like, listen, any type of discipline that needs to happen, mom is going to deal with it. Like, it's basically, I don't want you disciplining my child, and all of this stuff. And I'm just thinking in my head, wait a minute. So when it comes to paying for this kids,
you can do that.
Her babysitting fees, food, clothes, all of that stuff. When her mom needs to go work, I gotta watch her. I could do all that stuff, but I can't discipline her. All right, and then from that day, I was like, this really doesn't make sense. Like this setup sucks. So I could only imagine, someone who has maybe 2 or 3 kids, and now that these kids are living in your household, and you can't see anything. Oh.
Exactly. Which,
oh hell no. I mean, I would tell that mom plain and saying, well, listen, if I can't discipline your kids cannot stay with us.
hey.
Point blank. They could go live with their father. You could go see them over there. You could go on vacation. Y'all do your stuff outside. But in my house, I'm the man. What I say goes, and that goes for you and your
Wait,
kids.
stop. Hey, we ain't going that far. But we are trying to say is...
Well, I'm going that far.
that
you
is.
and your kids.
That is.
No, for real. But you have to think about it. If you're going to be responsible for your family as a man, listen, if somebody breaks in this right now, I'm protecting you and I'm protecting all these kids with my life if I need to.
Yeah.
I'm going to go out and I'm going to hustle and make sure that you guys all have to eat and that you guys are safe, you guys are protected, you're provided for, you have everything you need. The least I can do is be respected in my house. If I can't be that respected in my house, nah, we ain't doing that. I'm sorry, we're not doing that.
Okay, definitely be able to have authority and respect, but of course you're going to take the woman's feelings into consideration, right?
Just take it into consideration. Nonsense. We need to do a topic on this, by the way.
Okay, that's going to be a totally different...
Yeah, because y'all have too many emotions. So if I have to keep taking everything into consideration, it's like, I will deal with you according to wisdom. So, wisdom is knowing what to take into consideration and what not to.
Okay, that's going to be a whole nother episode.
No, but for real, though, you have to, because every time you crazy. You go up, down, a million times a day. If I have to consider all of this, I'm gonna go crazy. No.
Why? Thaddeus, that's gonna be a separate episode, man. Don't take us there. We're gonna probably go record that after this one. But listen, Thaddeus, so which leads me to the next thing about setting your life up right now. You need to act right now as if you have a man. Set your life up so when the man walks into your life, it's already set up. So like you said with the whole baby daddy stuff, get your baby daddy situation together in terms of, if we do have a kid, can this man discipline him? If so, work all that out beforehand. Set your schedule up. You're going to know you're going to need time with the man. Set it up where you have like a good babysitter. You have times that you can allocate for a man. If after the kids go to sleep, you can then have your conversation for an hour or two. Like, structure your life in a way so that when the man comes in, he's welcome. So that way it doesn't seem chaotic. It seems like, okay, this woman has her household under control and she is there to accept me in this. So that's what I want women to know. Prepare yourself as if you do have a man. So when he comes in, it'll feel better, right? It won't be as chaotic. So
Yeah.
take control. I want to say that. Another thing too, I wanted to mention. My God, please listen up. Giving your kid the world, not saying no, and thinking that that is going to, make the child have a better life experience. Your kid is going to like you more. Let me tell you, I feel like we are destroying children when we can't tell them no, when we have to give them everything that they ask for. I think it's quite the opposite. The kid lacks respect because they know they can run all over you. I think children respect and know that they have boundaries when sometimes you don't get everything you want. And I think that's what helps bring all these entitled children into this world. I had a conversation with someone who was like in her, I want to say 60, like 50, 60, so kind of like a generation before mine. And she says she thinks, which I think is a good analysis, that her parents were very hard on them, very hard. Mm-hmm. And they had to live through that. So they tell themselves, hey, when I have my kids, I'm not going to be as hard on them. And now you have all these children that can't leave the house, can't deal with anything emotionally, can't survive out there in the world.
Mental health breaks.
A lot of mental, health
every
issues as well.
Yeah.
Because, they really
soft.
can't deal with life. So.
They're soft.
Yes. I mean, well, they didn't have to go through anything. They got everything they wanted. They didn't. So,
yeah.
So I'm urging women, please, don't feel like you have to give your church. Go, tell me.
The thing is, what you're urging women to do,
yes,
is to do something that goes against their very nature, and that's why this whole thing doesn't work. Like moms, you're supposed to be nurturing. That's part of who you are. That's part of your genetic makeup. You're supposed to just have a dad who's supposed to bring the balance, and that's what we're missing. We're missing that father figure who gave the balance before. So now we're just having kids who have an overabundance of nurturing and no discipline and no structure.
But that's the conversation for single moms, because we're at where we're at right now. We are single moms.
Well, I mean,
so we have to find that balance, and that's what this is about. It's, yes, it does go against when I have to be like tough, that goes against me. But I know that my daughter needs that in order to be the person she needs to be. So yes, it might hurt, or yes, it's against my nature, but I know, boom, I got to step up and, hey, what you said? Give the eye the look, because I know she needs that. So that's why I'm urging women, even though it does go against us to be all nurturing and everything, we have to take control. We have to have boundaries. We have to have those children respect us. And, because we are raising, they're going to go into this world and just be entitled and ruin other people's lives. They get into relationships with other people that they're going to damage. They're going to have children that they are going to damage. And the cycle is just going to keep continuing. So this is why I'm having this conversation to urge single women, please, rise up. I know it's not like us, we've got that, which leads to the next one, mom guilt. Okay? Mom, you going out tonight why are you going out with Daddy again? You went out with him last Wednesday. Mm-hmm. Why? Mom, please, can you just stay with me, please? This whole mom guilt, where moms feel so guilty about having a life outside of their kid.
It needs to be a balance, because I know some moms, they leave their kid home at the drop of their hat. Okay?
Yes, that's true. You do have those as well. But a lot of times moms have that mom guilt when they take that personal time for themselves or to go out on a date. They feel bad about it. Or if they don't buy him those shoes he asked for, if they don't attend his hockey game, they have that mom guilt about them. So I want moms, again, to be aware of that there's nothing wrong with taking time for yourself. I do it, one night a week, trying to make sure I, use that to do my thing. If you are going on a date, there's nothing wrong with that. So stop letting the children guilt you, because that's how they control you. That's one of the ways. And man, kids are smart. They'll notice like, that's a tactic. Let me get mom to stay home tonight. Cock blocking, mom and cock blocking, huh? Mm-hmm. So moms, pay attention to all these tips. Because we need to take control, man. I know we're nurturing and everything, but the kids are missing that balance. And as single moms, we got to step up. And if we want a man, we got to make that environment where he is welcome and he can take his place as a man in the house.